Lord, I hear of showers of blessings. Thou art scattering full and free. Shouts the thirsty soul, refreshing. Let some drops now fall on me. Pass me not, oh, gentle Savior. Sinful though my heart may be, I am longing for your favor. Whilst thou art blessing, oh Lord, come on and bless me. Even me, Lord, even me. Even me, Lord, even me. Let some drops, let some drops now fall on Mikhail, Kevin, and me. Amen. Hallelujah.
Come on now. Woo! Y'all better clap. Ready? Ooh, I need to tighten this chair. Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Kevin and Mikkel. We are back with a new video. I hope you guys had a great weekend, and also I hope that you guys watched our interview with Little Mo. We did that on Friday. Please make sure that you start this video off by clicking that thumbs up button and share this video on Facebook and Twitter. And again, we're going for 3,000 likes because I know y'all got it in y'all. Please make sure that you, if you are watching on your mobile phone, to make sure that you click that thumbs up button on your mobile phone. Because some of y'all like to be real fancy connecting the computer to the TV screen or however y'all do it and don't click the thumbs up. But we need your support. So thumbs up the videos, please. And I want to say thank you to everyone who still is continuing to donate to the AIDS Walk, which is on October 20th. We will be meeting on October 20th at 8:15 a.m. and the walk starts at 9. So you know I'm going to give everybody a chance to be able to meet up with me. You can meet me on the steps of the Philadelphia Art Museum. You can meet me right at the bottom. So there's no discrepancies on, I was looking for you and you wasn't there. I'm talking about the steps that Rocky ran up, okay? At 8:15 from 8. I'm not going to leave the post until 9 a.m. But I'll be there at 8:15 so we can do the walk. Again, thank you to everyone who has donated. As you can see, your name is scrolling across the bottom. And shout out to the people that decided to walk with us too. I gotta go back into my notes on my phone. Can't even find my damn notes. Can't find my notes. Okay. So yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Little Mo for coming to Philly. She was in Philly on Friday for First Friday, which is an event here that I always go to all the time. And, you know, we had a good time, and, you know, we was going to interview her. But, of course, the interview did not, how can I say, Bitch, you all in your nose. Did not start off. Okay, the day didn't go off the way I wanted it to go.
When today?
No, that day. That Friday.
Well, before we get started, I know this undershirt is, well, it's not an undershirt. It's an old t-shirt that I wore under my work shirt, and it's going to be real tight and snug on me during this interview. So I don't want nobody leaving comments like, why Michelle got that small-ass t-shirt on? I know it's small because I was wearing it under my work shirt. And it's like a little hot, so I had to take my work shirt off.
Okay. Well, get your life.
Yeah.
So, you know.
And all the weight that Kevin is losing, I just seem to be gaining.
I seen some, but I didn't say nothing.
But I still look good. Still look good.
So, but wait, I gotta say thank you to Lil Mo because, look, okay, things did not go the way they were supposed to go. And I'm not gonna name nobody, but.
Boom! Let me tell you something.
I'm not naming no names.
I told the little Mo when I saw her come out that hotel, I gave her a hug. We gave each other a hug, and I whispered in her ear, "Don't curse me out right now. Curse me out later." And she said, "Okay, I will." Don't curse me out now. Just curse me out later.
Because look, let me tell y'all. First of all, I didn't know what time to be there. I was just on my way to the hotel.
All right, we ain't gotta explain.
No, I'm just saying. I just want to say it. I'm, don't get on, man.
I'm not getting mad, but I'm just saying.
Because I just want.
It's always.
It's a story.
As good as the interview was, there's always a great juicy story behind it.
Yes. So Lil Mo and them, they get to the hotel before I get there because I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know the time that they was gonna be there now. And at first I'm like, damn, they the hotel this early. And then they was like, well, what room is you at? I'm like, I don't know what room I'm in or whatever. So I get to the hotel and I had my camera in my hand. Before I could even check in, because I couldn't find my ID, the manager of the hotel walks up to me and say, "Hi, I am the manager. You can't do any recording of any kind in this hotel, and you can't have more than 5 people in your room." And I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? I'm like, well, all right, well, I can't do the recording here. That's fine. I'm not gonna argue with you about that. Mm-hmm. So, I'm making it ring. I get on the phone and I call Mrs. I say, "Hi, can I speak to the manager? Can we do such and such here?" And they was like, "Sure, come on down." And soon as Lil Mo came up, I seen Lil Mo with all of these people. I'm like, no wonder why the guy from the hotel is talking to me like this. You can't record, you can't do this, you have to get permission, blah, 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 blah. I didn't know all of that. So now I know if I ever want to record and I have to get a hotel my coins and try to record there because it's just not going to happen. We can always go somewhere else. But, it was just crazy how one place said no, you can't do this. We was late. We was just everything was just
didn't turn out right.
It didn't turn out right, and I was kind of like, oh my God.
But look how God worked.
Yes.
That hotel told us no, and that other place told us yes. And not only did they tell us, not only did they tell us yes. Lord have mercy. Not only did they tell us yes, but then they followed up by saying, in the future, if you ever have any. Bring him here.
Yes, and y'all know I live for Miss Tissy.
Promotion for them. That's why I said bring him here.
Okay. And that'd be promotion for them with us.
Okay. And feed me too.
Yes.
Feed me till.
And if y'all ever,
I want no more.
You just want to sing? No more. I'll sing us. Okay. She gonna come on our show and I'll sing us.
Okay.
She tried it.
She did try it. And then kept singing.
And then she was like, tried it. I said, bitch, now don't do that again.
Wait a minute. I was so irked when I saw that comment on something. Okay, tried it something, but you doing a little bit too much.
Yeah.
First of all, who?
Tried It has been out long before it got on TV, okay?
Okay. And then
let me just say that.
But I love it when you say it because you say it in the most inopportune time, and then you just really go in like, you tried.
You tried it, bitch.
How much you in the bet? I guarantee you next season for whatever TV show, whatever reality show, somebody in reality show is going, you tried. I guarantee you.
So let's start this video off by talking about this 9-year-old boy. I know you heard about this. First of all, the 9-year-old boy is a runaway. Okay, he was in the fucking airport for 2 days.
No. He was there one day. did his thing, left, then came back to.
Wait a minute, he came back to the airport.
At least that's how I read it.
Woo!
Because I can't see him spending the night.
See, I heard he was in that airport for 2 days.
Yeah, but I can't see where he stayed the night.
Stole somebody's luggage off of the carousel. Goes to the place to go eat. Tells the guy, wait for me while I go to the bathroom. Never comes back to pay for the food. Mind you, the restaurant should have known something wasn't right.
No, the guy who
ordering
we asked to watch his luggage should have known something. And mind you, this whole time, nobody ever reported to hotel.
to the cops.
Airport security that this little boy is walking around telling people to watch his luggage.
Yes.
And with no mom and dad inside.
And was able to sneak past all this security. Now, how secure are our airports if a fucking 9-year-old can do this? Then sneaks on the plane with no boarding ticket or no seat and gets on this plane. And it took the stewardess on the plane to realize that he was just on the plane flying.
But wait a minute. It took them. They didn't realize until after the plane took off. Until the plane was in the air.
Okay.
Not on the ground.
They're like, who is this boy?
And nobody, not on the ground, when people are loading, boarding in the air. And they walk down the aisles to make sure you got your seatbelt on.
Yes, chucked in and everything.
And
I don't know how this happened. I want to know why this happened. Who is the parents? Why didn't they report him missing? What's going on in Minneapolis that this can go on like that? I just found it so weird. And it's like, you just hope that you heard the story wrong. Like the family was at the airport and the boy got on the wrong plane like Home Alone. But that didn't go down nothing like Home Alone. This is totally different. I don't even think Kevin McAllister, well, he was kind of smart. But I don't know.
But this isn't the first time this has happened. I think last year or 2 years ago, this has happened a few times where one boy made it on the plane, and I think he flew from like France to Rome or Rome to France, and when he was discovered at the airport, the plane, they immediately sent him back to his parents. Like, I don't understand how kids are able, because they have this thing where if you are underage, like I think they said if you're like 5 to like 14, you're allowed to fly by yourself, but there's a procedure that kids have to go through. They have to have a flight attendant or a member of that airline walk them on the plane. And they say that they usually take the kids to make them feel comfortable since they're flying by themselves. They usually take them while they're boarding the plane. They usually take them to the cockpit so they can meet the pilots. Just to introduce them because they're flying by themselves. Whatever the case may be. And then they take them to the seats, and all of the flight attendants on the flight knows that there's a child on the plane flying by themselves. So then they would know the proper things what to do. But this did not happen, and none of these flight attendants realized that. I'm just so confused at how somebody is able to sneak past not just the person at the gate that's taking the ticket for the people to board the plane, but the security when you have to go through the metal detectors and all that
TSA.
How do you get... Mind you,
I'm like,
this 9-year-old little boy was able to do this, but yet when they had that 90-something-year-old woman there and her thing kept going off, they took her in the bag and stripped her.
Yeah, they should have never done that.
What? Like,
we need to, airport security, y'all need to step this shit up because this is an embarrassment to TSA.
Okay.
And all of y'all, everybody that works for them, and for a child to be able to do that and get past every fucking body.
Not just
everybody. Because first of all, I hate standing in them long ass
and
lines.
2 days.
2 days at an airport.
Kevin. 2 fucking days. And then got on the plane. And he got on the right plane because he was going to Vegas.
Yeah, I forgot they was on their way to Vegas.
Yes! And I ain't never even been to Vegas.
Ooh, bitch, you better get your life. That's where you could go for your birthday.
Yeah, that's where I could go. Let me tell you something. I should have asked that fine little boy. Ask him, how do I get a fucking ticket?
How the
fuck I sneak on? Because I ain't got time to be paying.
And don't fly to Vegas on a buddy pass.
Oh, no. I would never do that because you'll be fucked.
No. But if anybody got any buddy passes out there, let me know because I need a flight for January. Let me know. Okay. So, what we want to do? Scandal. Did you watch Scandal?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I've been catching up on last season too.
First, let me just say, what's her name, father? Olivia's father gave me life on this episode. From those first 4 minutes before the Scandal thing came on, I was like, bitch, you better read her. And he was telling her shit that every, you know, what that goes on in the black household, you know. And you gotta work 2 times as hard just to get half of what the white man has.
Right.
Bitch, when he said that, I was shocked that they even let that be on TV.
Okay, why? Because didn't he call her a whore?
Oh, he called her.
Somebody called her a whore in the show.
Oh, no, the wife.
No, the wife, the first lady called her a whore. And then she got all offended. Well, technically, Olivia Popes, you are a whore. You're sleeping with a married, and just somebody going, a few people tweeted me and said, well, how is she a whore? Ooh. Oh, I can point out one way she's a whore. She's sleeping with a married man.
Yeah, she is.
That's a whore.
And don't care.
And don't even care.
But see, the wife was okay with it too all
Yeah,
the time.
she was okay with it,
So
but regardless if the wife's okay with it or not, that's still not right.
But she did kept calling her a whore. She was like, can you please refrain from calling me a
whore?
Even if it's in my face, you could call me that, but not in my face.
Mind you, and I was in my room by myself watching it, and when she said that, you'd have thought Bernadette was sitting there with me, because as soon as she said it, I was just like this. Wait a minute. She is a whore. You know?
But she tried. Now, what mistress you know, and they right mind gonna tell the wife, the main
bitch.
Don't call me a whore.
Don't call me a whore.
Refrain.
I'm sitting with your husband. Don't call me a whore. You can call me whatever you want. Just don't call me a whore. And don't call me a whore to my face. Oh. Like you setting the fucking rules in here. Who the fuck do you think you are, Olivia?
Scanner just gave me my life.
You know what I mean?
And what is Columbus Short's character name? Because I keep
Hamilton.
I keep forgetting.
I call him Batman because that's what he sounds like.
Batman, he was like, bitch.
The recent Batman with Christian Bale, he talked just like,
no.
Like, what is the man with his voice?
He's like, are we bitches or are we gladiators? That line gave me life. The plotting on that girl, that innocent little girl. Like, this whole episode was good, but bitch, I want to know what's in those files that was at the end. I want to know, Cyrus is just out to kill every fucking body. He was already ready to kill Olivia. Look, Thursday nights, don't text me. Don't call me. Sometimes I want to say don't fucking tweet me. But because some people, like, I get mad when I look on my timeline and see people talking about other shows instead of Scandal. I can't. You will get, no you won't. I won't unfollow you, but Scandal just give me my life every week. But I'm not one of those that's really could go detail by detail by detail by detail. I ain't got time to do those kind of Scandal reviews.
You sure are bouncing.
Because I'm excited. I'm excited to be back on camera.
Ooh.
You know.
It's fancy, bitch.
Yeah, I'm real fancy.
You weren't fancy?
You know what?
On camera this weekend?
No.
Not last night?
No.
Not Saturday night?
These times. No. You trying it. Saturday I was with my boys. Oh my goodness. Happy birthday, Brandon.
Your best friend?
Yes. Happy birthday, Brandon. Today Brandon is 29.
I just want y'all to know that Kevin has on Daisy Dukes.
No, I don't.
They just Kevin, they are
look
way.
At that. Don't that, isn't that cat?
Oh my God, bitch!
You were not ready. You aren't ready.
No, I was not. Wait, hold on. What? What?
Wait, look at this little muscle popping out.
Hello? Who is that?
I don't know.
They coming up the step. Who is that?
There ain't nobody.
It's probably Charlie's girlfriend.
Bernadette's
Act like she
sister.
don't hear me saying something. Whose sister?
Bernadette's June.
No, it ain't Bernadette's sister, because Bernadette's sister don't have to fuck with me while I'm working.
Let me just, see, these ain't no Daisy dude.
They can't see that, Kevin, and sit your ass
They're
down.
not.
They are. As far as they rise up on your ass.
Look, so happy birthday, Brandon. Brandon is 29. You know, I was hoping he was going to come the first Friday, but he didn't, you know. Brandon is really into this school thing and everything. What's wrong?
I'm just looking at your goals.
Oh, no, I didn't change October yet.
Oh, well.
I got to change that.
So you don't have the same goals for October as you do for September?
No. Different. You know, I got a new goal.
No clubbing.
I think my new goal is no clubbing, period.
Oh, please.
No.
So did you break those clubbing rules for September? Or did
No,
you
I
just
only
go
went out one time to the club, and that was at the first Friday.
in the month of September?
Yes. You know, I was getting my life on Friday night. But, you know what? Something did happen that I ain't too proud of, and that I don't want to
Wait a minute. What was that about?
Yeah, I don't even want to get into it because it's not worth it, but I just know that...
Wait. I I'm about to show them the picture of Michelle.
Oh,
Bitch! He grabbed my arm.
hey, bitch.
You must got some shit in that
Okay,
phone.
I do. But yeah,
I don't touch this stuff.
You know.
Oh, you got a grip on my hands.
yes. And I ended up getting
Let me see.
cut.
You did, but it looks like they cut you with a razor, not a knife.
I don't know if
Because this is not deep enough for a knife. It looked like somebody just like slashed you with like a razor. That's all.
I don't know what it was, but you know what? That makes me want to stay out the club.
What happened?
I don't want to talk about it on camera.
Oh.
It's just, you just not gonna say whatever you want to say to me. I'm sorry, and it shouldn't, but that shouldn't happen.
That's true.
But yeah, so I think I'm really done with the club because, you know, as this show gets more popular, I run into a lot of crazy people, and I don't have time for that no more. I don't. All that, I'm too grown. What the fuck? I look. It's just making me. It's making me mad thinking about it. Child, why is these notes so short? Basketball wives. So, let me just go piggyback to last week. Evelyn and Tammy, y'all reminded me of these high school girls that pumps up the bitch of the school that y'all already done, you know, ganged up on already. Now y'all pumping her up like, you want to let this new girl come to our school and bully you around like that? No, I'm going to have to teach you. You're going to have to stand up and fight for yourself. You can't be shy and quiet no more. See, that kind of shit gets the girl beat the fuck up. And see, I can see where, what's her name? Tasha's coming. First, Tasha is not going to fight on camera. I think, because, you know, ain't no black woman going to let no white woman come up in her space and tell her about herself like that. If the camera's running there, I'm pretty sure Susie would have got her ass whooped. I'm pretty sure that's how it would have went down. But see, Susie, you went up in there being disrespectful. There's a right way to say every fucking thing. And for you to say, oh, you came up there, blah, 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 and fuck you, and but fuck this, and fuck that, blah, fuck. Like, no, you don't go to nobody talking to them like that. If somebody did you wrong, you walk up and then like, look, we went out the other night, I just didn't like how the way you dismissed me, you know, blah, 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 blah. That's the right way to talk to somebody. And you got kicked out, but then I was like, Tasha must have felt like, I didn't read this bitch the right way with this camera being here. So let me go out in this hallway. And then, Susie, you brought up her husband. And I was like, I was shocked. Like, because her husband ain't had shit to do with this. Then y'all going back and forth arguing about dildos. You snatch her head off and you run like the punk bitch you are. Because a real bitch not going to snatch nobody's head. Real bitch going to punch the bitch in the face. Let her know this is the last time you ever going to talk to me like that. Blah, 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 blah. So, you know, the show ended. And I didn't watch Basketball Wives last night. I was flipping back and forth through my wrestling. So, you know, I really don't know what's going on. But it reminded me of last season. The shit is getting too repetitive.
But this episode is very, very boring. Like,
I'm going to London, and I don't know if we should call Tasha.
No damn well they're going to buy Tasha because
I changed
that's the only one that people got problems with.
That's how I went last year with. I don't know if we should invite Tammy and not Tammy. If we should invite Keisha and Kenya.
Guess who? Yeah, Kenya called.
I heard she was on there. But
she called Tammy, telling Tammy that she has a new song out. When she talking about people hating on her, and Tammy said, "I just want to make sure it's not about me." And she said, "No, it's not about you." And she wanted Evelyn and all them to come to her show. She was writing Tammy to tell all of them to come to the show. I said, Tammy, first of all, that just proves that you're still a basic bitch anytime Keisha still has your number. But she wouldn't have my number. No, she wouldn't.
You want my Keisha that?
No. She would have never, she'd have got my iMessage. She would have got my
yes,
number.
I know that's right.
Okay.
Oh, you be sending out that iMessage a lot. Huh?
Okay.
It do beats giving out that phone number.
It sure do.
But now, if a text come up and I don't know who it is, I just send them right to block. Because I don't know who is this. No, you're not going to keep texting my phone. But Basketball Wives, yeah, Shawnee, it's time for this to go. If you want to do something fun, find some new characters, because these girls done run this course. And something I realized is that out of every cast member that's been on the show, a lot of them have ventured out to do other businesses. And I noticed that, what's her name? Susie has not done anything. And I wonder why. If I ever talk to, I want to know why she never tried to do any business. I heard she's in real estate, or, you know, since she's selling, she always talking about dildos and shit. Why don't she just open up a sex toy line, or, you know, do something like how Candy was doing? But anyway, off of Basketball Wives, I need to talk about Nene's show because it's been burning me up since last week because we didn't discuss it. First of all, Nene's family, whoever that Jeff guy is that you hire, I see him on TV all the time. He did not do anything.
The therapist?
Yeah, the therapist.
No, they didn't.
Like
They walked all over him. I forgot he was in that room.
yeah, because
Yeah.
y'all gonna let that go down.
No.
Because it's too much hurt and pain going on. It's just like what y'all did was pick the scab, but didn't do anything to, you know, for the wound, to put the alcohol or put the Band-Aid back on. It'll heal back on its own. Y'all did this, and the scar is still gonna be there. It's never gonna change.
Well, actually, the scab comes after you do all that.
What? I'm just saying they already had the wound. Now these bitches didn't allow the wound to heal. They picked the bandage off, thought about it.
Well, if there's a scab, then that means that the thing is healed. That's what scabs.
No, it's not healed.
I'm being funny.
Bitch, you trying it. If I still got skin, that bitch, it ain't healed, King.
I'm being funny.
So
I
yeah,
agree with what you're
I
saying.
just feel like he could have went in a little bit deeper. Like that segment with Nene and the Katrina, that could have been a moment for them to bond. But first of all this time, Nene, you done had a stepdaughter, and y'all didn't have no type of bonding. You didn't invite her to no dinners. You didn't invite her to none of the parties you done had. That could have been your time to bond, especially because you don't have a daughter, and you never knew what it was like to be a mother to a daughter, and that's why you hugging the door all over your granddaughter and stuff. Excuse me, your granddaughter and everything. But I was done with that because Jeff didn't do his job, and they still are going to fight because that main son, he is always going to resent Nene, and he's always going to resent his father because he think that Nene took his father away, his father away from his mother and all of that stuff. But I want to get to the good part from last week because I want to know how you feel, because you told me about it last week about the girls all fighting and everything. And I got my life.
Oh, you did finally see it.
I seen that, but I seen the second part where they was all fighting and having, they all, once they get drunk, the real bitches.
When? What part was that?
Bitch,
Oh,
in LA. No, they was actually arguing.
When did you see this episode?
Last Tuesday, bitch. You must have missed it.
I thought the episode from when she was arguing with his son was last Tuesdays.
And then that was last Tuesday, and then Nene was like, I'm going out to LA to go, meet up to get the bridal designer.
Yeah. That was all a part of that episode when she was arguing with her Greg's son? No.
Yeah, that was the opening part. No, was it?
No. That was a clip. You saw a clip for tonight's show. Because I saw
yes, it was. That was last week. Because remember, I told you I missed the first part. So I didn't see. I finally seen the scene where they was at dinner in Atlanta, and Nene was telling Diana and
when it was just Marlo, Diana, and Cynthia,
who's going to be in the shower and everything.
That's the part I was telling you
about.
But
then last week on the main show, it picked up where the argument left off.
I didn't know I missed Nene's show last week.
Yes.
Well, where the fuck was I at on Tuesday?
Bitch, I don't know. I don't know where you were
I
at.
gotta say the fuck
You were
out.
rushing to get home that last Tuesday. Because we recorded last Tuesday.
I've never missed an episode of that Nene thing. So I don't know how I missed that.
Oh.
Yeah, always right.
You missed it. Because I wanted Marlo to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
All she do is that Louis, it's that Louboutin.
But the girls love it. The girls love it.
It's just.
You know what? Marlo acts like a nigga who ain't never had shit. And now that she got it, she got to announce it that she has it. And that's what I be trying to tell people. Like, people who've had it, like for instance, I have people in my family who have had it for years. But you'd never know that they had it for years because they don't act like that. They don't do none of that shit. They let it show for themselves. They don't walk around and say, oh, is that Louis? Is that Giuseppe? Oh, I got these new... They don't do that. Like, for instance, my aunt, 72 years old, when I was telling you about fat bitch all her life. She was like, yeah, I have these old furs in my closet that I gave away to
I know
my
that's
cousins
right.
and them because they're old furs. She was like, but they're so old that the young girls nowadays are bringing that vintage stuff back out. She was like, I gave it to your cousin because I don't wear that no more. I said, I know that's the point. Like, real me.
Well, dismiss it.
Okay? 72 years old. She said, what am I going to do with it anymore? I've already worn it. That's an old bitch for you. That's not her no more. She's not into that. And when she is, I mean, she's into it. Fabulous woman. But she don't go around saying, oh, this is that. Oh, is that done? Oh, no. And I can't stand that Marlo does that because Marlo to me is a bitch who ain't never had shit. So now that she got it, just like that day when Soulja Boy was coming out the Louis Vuitton store and the paparazzis saw him, he walks over to the paparazzi and showed them the receipt of how much he paid for his shit. Why are you doing that? They didn't even ask you that. Who does? That's like Jay-Z and Beyonce coming out of a fucking store and like, oh, look how much I paid for this.
Oh,
when have you ever seen them do that? Like, they don't do that.
Yes, we top Forbes, bitch. Yeah.
Right. Like, mind you, Beyonce has been on Forbes how many times in her career, and you never ever once heard her say, "Oh yeah, I'm that bitch."
Yeah. Or tweeted on Instagram and
mind
like
you,
some other people, but I won't say
all
that.
these bitches want to say, you know, I'm like Beyonce. Well, bitch, start acting like Beyonce. Start being subtle and not being so.
Just shut the fuck
up. Like, okay, you wear Louis and stuff. Let it show. Don't keep saying, you know, be a humble bitch. Whatever happened to being humble, man? Where's that humble pie? I need to go make some.
And child, they all met up in LA, did you know, for Nene's bridal fitting or whatever. Whoever the designer was, you know that bitch, start hitting on the designer.
Marlo, yes.
Fuck any white man with money. He gotta be white man, little dick, and have money. She's
well,
all
who
right.
said he got a little thing? I don't know. I don't know.
Shit. Okay. Well, anyway.
I mean, because some of them are back.
But she know.
And let me tell you something. Never mind.
Well, I heard about the.
Yeah, you didn't hear nothing from me. No, you did not.
Well, yeah, I heard.
No, yeah, you heard. You heard, but you didn't hear.
I don't know, but I
Yeah. No, you didn't see nothing from me because I don't.
I didn't say.
Oh, I'm about to say because I
know you don't.
Yeah, I don't use.
I know you don't use that.
Yeah, I don't use. It has to be well done, not pink.
So
you'll catch that later.
So once the girls meet up, and what's her name? Laura. Laura.
How did I miss this episode, bitch?
She came in and her fucking face was painted, bitch. I mean,
Laura stepped her game up, right? And she said, okay. She said, I lost this weight. Okay. I got my man back.
She looked so good. She ain't even had to say nothing on this episode. She was just there looking at and disgust at them going back and forth. So Diana and Marlo arguing back and forth, and I get where Diana's coming from. I really get where Diana's coming from because I'm like that with Brent and Dennis, and they're like that with me. I am not too fond of new people coming around because I don't know what their intentions are at all. Like one time, I'm not gonna go there, but I don't want that person around because I don't. Because when I drank, okay? And sometimes my tongue starts talking that shit. And I don't need nobody around me that I don't know. They're like, yeah, because he said such. And then be spreading my shit all around.
Yeah, but I think that sometimes you got to give people chances because at one point, do remember that Den was a new person at one point. And now look how you and Den are very close friends. So I think that, yeah, Diana definitely had a good point when it comes to Marlo, but at the same time, I read a post today where somebody said it don't matter how long somebody's been your friend, whether they've been your friend for 10 years or 10 days. It's about who's going to be there for you at the end of the day. Because sometimes you got them friends who've been there for 10 years and you can't even call them for $10. But yeah, you can call somebody who you know for 10 months and they won't just give you $10, they'll give you 10 plus extra. And say, give it back to me when you can give it back to me. So it don't really matter. I think that even though Diana had a point with she did have a point because you do have to be careful.
Everything she said was true.
You do have to be careful, but at the same time, you don't want to look as though you're being selfish. Like, oh no, I just want my friends to myself. You don't want to look like that because everybody has to have friends, and you can't just be the only friend. You know what I mean?
You just be like,
you can't just be the only friend.
You be like,
so
where that bitch come from?
I think that, and that's probably why Laura didn't say nothing. Because in reality, the argument was about Laura. Because that's who Diana was talking about when they were originally at that table.
Oh yeah, but see, she
was talking about that.
was saying I don't think she had no issues with Laura.
But remember when Nene was naming the bridesmaids, and then when she said Laura, she said,
Listen. I think she has a problem with the bridesmaids, their choices, but she don't have like a personal problem.
Yeah, she don't have a personal.
Like
You're right.
Marlo.
Yeah.
So she's like, Marlo is just. You know, you just want to be around her because she's a fad bitch, blah, 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 and you want your name out there. But and then, you know, Marlo tried to flip it on her, but Diana don't need nobody.
No, she don't. No.
Because Diana, because you know,
Diana.
And not only that, because, you know, what's her name? Michelle from Straight From the A.com kept tweeting, during the episode, kept tweeting the link of who Diana really is and how Diana met a married lawyer, had all this fucking money and was getting $28,000 a month in child support because she had twins by him. Ooh. So she was getting that money, then she stopped working, wasn't doing anything. All this is alleged that she stopped working and everything. And then he was like, why am I paying her all this money and she's not working or doing anything? She's going taking these trips everywhere, doing this, doing that. And then they got the judge to settle it down to $5,000 a month. And then after a while, she was like, fuck that, I'm going back to court. Went back to court and got her settlement back for $28,000 a month for child support. Allegedly. All that went in. But she's sad. Like, she doesn't have to work anywhere. She doesn't have to, all she got to do is raise her children. But I really hope that she's raising her children and doing the right thing with that money by putting that money and setting that money aside for when they get older.
But you know what?
And stop spending on
I think that
Diana,
even though Diana, I like that Diana's loyal to Nene, and I like that Diana is, you know, first of all, Diana has nothing to worry about because she's been Nene's friend for years. That's just like, I look at it as with Oprah and Gayle. Gayle and Oprah have been friends for so long that I had no idea that Gayle was in The Color Purple. I had no idea. Yeah, she was in the church scene. And when Oprah pointed it out, Gayle was one of the women that was sitting in one of the pews. She didn't have a speaking part, but she was one of the women that was sitting in the pews, and they highlighted her, and I was like, oh my God. Her and Gayle have been friends ever since the 70s. Oprah has taken Gayle everywhere with her.
Yeah, because they was friends at the news station.
Yes, they have been friends before Oprah was Oprah. And the thing about it is, I'm sure with Gayle, Oprah can get new friends, and Gayle wouldn't have mind because Gayle's like, I've been here since day one, and I know you becoming friends with this person ain't gonna change anything. That's why I just felt as though Diana, even though you were right with some of the things you said, at the end of the day, Diana, you're not going anywhere. You're Nene's number one bitch. And so if Nene decided, because again, like I said on our last video, this is Nene's wedding, not Diana's. So if Nene decides to get the bag lady off the street to be her bridesmaids, that is her decision.
I think she should at least make Diana the maid of honor. Like
who did she make the maid of honor?
Nobody. Talking about nobody's going to be the maid of honor because all of y'all.
But then again, But then again, why would you make Diana the maid of honor? Look how Diana acts with people. Like these women don't even know how to act
because
with each other. No, there is no.
Because they're women. They're women.
But you got some men who act like that too. Okay.
I bet not see no men fighting over who gonna be the maid of. Maid of honor.
You got some men who act like that. So it's like, why would I then turn around and make you the maid of honor when you're the one who initially is starting all this damn ruckus because you wanted to open your mouth and say who I knew for so long. Diana, who the fuck you think you are? I'll keep your ass in the damn
But this is where it gets good.
Talking, bitch.
This is where it gets good.
No, it's been gotten good.
So then one of the girls, the big girl, she wants, because I can't remember her name.
I'm so mad I missed
this episode. Her and Nene getting her hair bumped up. He'll be on at 8 o'clock. Nene, the episode that you missed coming at 8. So Nene getting her hair bumped or whatever. So the girl gonna come and say, yeah, well, I think that Diana, you know, she was happy that you and Greg broke up and blah, 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 blah. So these girls sitting at the dinner table. And Nene said, yeah, because so-and-so told me, Diana, that she think that you was happy that me and Greg broke up because you had me all to yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And the girl put her head down on the table. Diana went off. Diana and them, the girls start arguing. Then Diana and Marlo start arguing. Then Laura's like, child, Laura just sipping her drink, bitch.
That's the kind of party I like to do.
These bitches was going in. Then Nene was like, shut up! You know how Nene goes off. Bitch, I know I ain't
But you know, at the end of the day, No, you didn't scare me. But you know, at the end of the day, while they arguing, Nene's sitting there and listening very well.
And nothing at the same time.
Because she's sitting there thinking to herself, well, I wonder if Diana really did like the fact that me and Drake was spinning.
I doubt it.
No, I doubt it too, but you know, Nene probably ain't those wheel spinning.
Child, man.
Because you know, women, all one woman got to do is come and tell another woman, bitch, because you know Diana, what? She did. And then she started thinking. That's why Nene sat there and let them argue like that.
I wouldn't be surprised if Marlo was in that.
Because if Nene was really, if she was a real bitch and really believed in Diana, she wouldn't have even confronted Diana about that. She'd have said, "Ah, that's my girlfriend. I've known her too long."
But they was all drunk.
Yeah, they are.
And Nene,
Those are good
I was like,
artists.
damn, Nene threw her under the table, bitch.
Yep.
She was like,
Oh,
yeah,
that's how I
she-
do it.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, that's how I do it.
Oh, I know.
I'll throw you under the bus in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, what?
That's why sometimes, remember I told you about that bleeper situation one time.
Yeah, I did that at my old job.
Wait.
The lady told me something about what the lady at my old job, when I went to go visit, told me about what people at my new job were saying to me.
Ooh.
So I told her, well, you know I'm going to go back and say something to them. No, don't do that. I said, yeah, I am, because I have no obligation to you anymore, because I don't work here anymore. And I went right back into my old job and told them. I said, yeah, did you say? Because you know, if you got a problem with me, you say it to me. Well, who told you that? It don't matter who told me that, even though we all know who told me. But, yeah. I'll throw you under the bus in a minute, especially when you throwing me under the bus. You think I'm gonna stay down today by my damn self? Oh no, you're coming with me. How dare you try to throw me under the bus? I threw your ass under the bus, didn't I? What episode was that? What did I throw you under the bus at?
Sure, but I told somebody was trying to somebody else tried to fight with me when I was out on the street. This was a month ago. This is over a month ago.
Wait, I didn't throw you under the bus about that. I thought I threw you under the bus with Little Butt, or it was an interview and you was like, bitch, you just threw me under the bus. Oh! With Tawanda on the phone.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I said, bitch, then I just had to come clean like, yeah, child.
But bitch, that was your fault because you didn't tell me.
I'm pretty sure it was no secret.
You ain't seen Kevin Hart movie?
Not yet.
When
It'll
you
be on DVD.
see, bitch, when you gonna learn from his movie that one scene when he's talking about when you when Kevin Hart said his movie, which is very true. If a friend, if say for instance, if you're with your boyfriend, right, and your boyfriend thinks that you're cheating because he finds something or whatever, and he thinks that you're cheating, you be like, no, because I was with Mikhail. Call Mikhail right now. Call him right now. I'm calling right now. And you get on the phone and you put me on speakerphone while you with your boyfriend. Mind you, I don't know what the fuck's going on. And you be like, Mikhail, I'm standing here right here with so-and-so, and he think that, wasn't I with you?
Okay.
Naturally, I'm supposed to side with you and say, yeah, even though I know your ass is lying. But Kevin Hart said no. One of his friends was like, no, you wasn't supposed to do his ass under the fucking bus. See, you didn't tell me. Now, had you told me, and then you sat there like a bump on the log and let me throw you in the bus.
Because at that time, just like, child, it's over. But hey, Tawanda.
He learned that day.
Okay. So, I mean, I wanted to have a discussion because yesterday I asked, is it possible to be a female? My lips is chapped.
They're always chapped.
To be a female, to be a female pop star and not take your clothes off. Is it really possible? Now, y'all know that the girls we love, they love sex. Or they sometimes, like Janet don't really strip down on stage like that.
But she's sexual.
But she has
lyrics.
been, and definitely in the lyrics. And she's been known to talk about sex all the time in interviews and everything. So, some people's telling me, like, yeah, it's people like Jessie J, Pink, Adele, and so. Because, everybody is coming down on Miley Cyrus. Like, I don't feel too sorry for her, but I do understand why people are upset with her because it's the way that she's taking her clothes off to say, look at me, when it's not flowing naturally. Mm-hmm. It's not, it's not really like, this is how I started out and this is who I am. Like, I'm coming from a Disney star. And bam, look at me now. It's kind of like when Mariah Carey did it back in the 90s. When Mariah Carey always had a dress on, was always dressed up. And then when she got rid of Tommy Mottola, that bitch started wearing bikinis and wearing no clothes, Daisy Dukes. Like Mariah Carey just changing. You like, bitch, where this come from? Then she started having a hip-hop sound, having all of these rappers. But see, that worked for Mariah, and people didn't really go into an uproar because Mariah Carey was a grown-ass woman.
And she was also Mariah Carey and also talented.
Yes, and consent. But bitch, I would feel some type of way if Celine Dion or Whitney Houston started stripping at that time. I would have been...
Why would Whitney ain't stripping now?
But I know she is up there reading.
Okay?
She has to be reading.
Because I know she got Keisha Cole together. Keisha got her girls out.
Wait, what Keisha say about Whitney?
No, Michelle.
Oh, yes.
You know she got her.
Girl.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if Whitney Houston was a judge on any show? X Factor.
I wish Whitney was still allowed to be on X Factor. Simon, why did you even reveal that?
Right, I know, right? Because they always just make you mad knowing
the shade. Because if Kim Burrell sits there and shades the girls on Sunday's Best, I know Whitney would have shaded them girls on X Factor.
Whitney would have had a couple of drinks in those cups. They just said, Paula drunk? Paula ain't got nothing on, because Whitney would have been up there.
Oh, God.
And now that we know after death she was still getting high, after that Oprah interview, oh yeah, she would have been she'd been lit on that stage. And so, and if I keep saying this because this would have been the shade of all shade, if Whitney would have read somebody and said something about their singing voice, and then somebody on that stage would have turned around and said, "Well, you don't sound like yourself either," that would have been the death of TV. TV would have ended that night. Because can you imagine it? That would have been audience. Because Whitney would have said,
Simon would have left that here.
Whitney would have got, I am a legend. Okay? If somebody was, because you know, one of those, I guarantee you it would have been a real cunty ass white gay guy. Well, you know, Whitney, you don't sound like yourself either. And that would have been the end. TV.
Or just sitting there watching somebody try to sing her song.
Okay.
I want to know what to see the expression she would made. Girl.
They said, well, Whitney, you don't sound like that either.
But I just want to say to Molly, you know, just be strong, sell your albums or whatever. But you really don't have to be naked to sell clothes. And
so close.
Then she had these naked pictures come out of her. Like she had these fishnet on, her pussy was out.
Ew.
Like Molly, you're doing a little bit too much just to keep your name on the mouth. I can hear them through the vent.
Yep, that's why it's so clear. Oh, that's Tibby, she yelling that.
Oh, I knew that was Tibby.
Mm-hmm. I knew about to cry.
I seen some of Molly on SNL. She was cute.
I heard that it was good.
She was cute.
Good. I also heard from different people, critics and stuff, saying that her album is actually pretty good.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear it because I pre-ordered it, but I didn't download it yet. But yeah, she sounded good on Wrecking Ball, but I didn't like how the way she flipped up the other one. We Can't Stop. I didn't like that version. But shout out to Miley Cyrus. She's trying to do her thing. But you shouldn't have came for Sinead O'Connor like that. Now Sinead O'Connor wants to sue her for some shit. I don't know. But just don't. I don't even know. No, Kevin, don't say that. I don't know what's the right thing to say. Let's just hope that one day you treat Sinead O'Connor this way, she don't have to say I told you so. Let's just hope that. Child, I don't really care about Mariah Carey hiring Jermaine. Okay, look, I really don't care. But Mariah Carey fired Randy Jackson as her manager.
From American Idol, Randy Jackson?
Yes, her longtime manager, Randy Jackson, and now she's hired Jermaine fucking Dupri.
I guess they probably feel as though they can make those hits that they made in the 90s. You know,
see, this is what I'm saying. If Jermaine Dupri couldn't make Janet Jackson's career pop when he was trying to work with her and do all of this head of the label stuff, I don't know why Mariah thinks it's going to happen. I just think that you should just be friends with Jermaine Dupri, let him produce your music, and that's it. Because everybody Jermaine Dupri, who has signed to Social Death Records, is not on there no more, or they're just not there. And Dondre had a beautiful voice, and where is she? I don't know. But, like, I wouldn't trust Jermaine Dupri. I would maybe go back with L.A. Reid or something and have him do your career. I don't know. But then What do I know? I'm just a guy on YouTube that talks in this room.
With Daisy Dukes on.
Yes, hey. And Beyonce got a calendar out. Child, Beyonce is just fucking with y'all, child. She is... let me just say that, you know, because I don't want to hurt Mikhail. Let me just say this.
How you gonna hurt me?
Just imagine, because you know I'm biased now, just imagine how fly 2013 would be if Beyonce, first she killed it at the inauguration, came to the Super Bowl, stormed it, and then finished it off with a new song. Came out with a new album, performed new songs off that new album, off that world tour. They say, you know what, bitch, I'm still not finished. I'm going back on tour. Then I'm doing calendars and doing another. Like, 2013 has not been the year where I just thought it was just going to be Beyonce. Mm-hmm. I just knew. Mm-hmm. Once we found out, when she came up with that fucking Pepsi sign on her face and said, February 2nd, bitches, be ready, I just knew 2013 would be hers. And 2013 technically don't belong to nobody. It's just...
And I actually agree with you, because I think the tour, as successful as it is for her and as successful as it has been for her, technically she's not doing anything on this tour that none of us wouldn't have already expected her. She's killing the tour because that's what Beyonce does. She kills her shows. But like you said, even me, I was just like, damn, it would have been amazing if the last song at the Super Bowl she would have did would have been Grown Woman.
Child!
Can you imagine if she would have did that at the Super Bowl, if that would have been the last song, and she would have said, I remember being young and so brave, I knew what I did.
Make proud on camera.
Then she would have said, I was spending all night, sitting days, lay back, daydream. Look at me, I'm a big girl now. Something. Ooh. People would have been like, what? And then she would have went across that stage. I'm a grown woman.
Because I just...
Beyonce, that is one thing that I can honestly say, sweetheart. I love you to death, and I will see you this December. I love you to death.
Yes, bitch.
But as a real stand, you fucked up immensely by not performing Grown Woman at the Super Bowl as your last song. You could have scratched, because Halo is beautiful, but you could have scratched Halo and turned that into Grown Woman, and people would have went off. And then at the end of her performance from Grown Woman, when she walks off the stage,
I don't remember how she walked.
well, whenever, when her performance is over and it goes to commercial, that commercial where she does Grown Woman.
And now about this shit right now on
Okay,
iTunes.
what?
Girl, that shit would have shut... You thought you shut out the power at the Superdome.
You would have shut up Power at the Superdome and on iTunes.
Okay.
What?
But you know...
I mean, she did kill at the Super Bowl, but it would have been banging had she killed it with Grown Woman at the end.
And now it don't look like a new album's coming this year now.
Oh, no, it's not.
So it's gonna... If the album come next year...
Don't people listen to me? I've been telling them that all year. There's not an album coming in 2013.
I just thought November at least.
No.
Child, you know. But she did it last year, right? Single Ladies came out around this time 5 years ago, and the album came out 5 weeks later.
Yeah, but
she
Single Ladies came out in like September of 2008.
This came out October.
Well, regardless,
I remember.
She also wasn't on tour either when that came out. No. She's on tour now.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of like.
It'll be. But
and then some cities now she don't even perform Grown Women anymore.
Oh, she just got tired. So that's too much action.
She said, I'm tired of singing. How about I remember when I was young and so brave. I'm just going to skip to the grown.
But wait. It's something I wanted to say. Because I'm doubting a tour next year.
You what?
I'm doubting a tour.
There's not going to be no tour next year.
She come out with that album, child. Beyonce's going to
Let me tell you something what Beyonce's going to do.
And go ahead.
Let me tell you something what she's going to do. We have two theories. Your theory and my theory. Okay. We're going to go with my theory first. Beyonce is going to come out in 2013. Well, by December, this tour is going to be the fuck over. It's going to be history, whatever the case may be. She's going to come out with like a DVD for the tour, probably like an early next year. Then we're gonna have an album come out. She's gonna do all this fucking promotion for that album, whatever the case may be. She's gonna be performing at different award shows, getting her fucking life, getting nominations for shit. You know that they just nominated just to get her the fuck there so she can perform. That's gonna happen. Then by the end of 2014, she's probably going to announce a new tour or probably going to start her new tour. And then through 2015, she's going to be on tour for this new album. That's my theory. Now, your theory is she's going to possibly be pregnant by next year.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so if she's pregnant by next year, then we definitely ain't getting no tour until 2015.
Why do you think she's filming all of these fucking videos now? Beyonce
Well, if she gets pregnant by... Well, listen, if she gets pregnant by 2014, like you said, then she's not going on no tour until 2015.
Okay.
Which is kind of like my theory, too.
Child, Beyonce gonna release 2 albums next year. She gonna do one with her. Then Destiny's Child gonna put out an album for next Christmas.
Know what?
Before next Christmas. They got to.
It may be because you never know.
Got to.
They'll be coming up on their 10-year anniversary of them being disbanded as a group. But you know what's be so dope, and I keep saying it, and I'm going to keep saying it until somebody over there listens. If her and her husband go on a tour together, that's going to sell out, though. It's going to be impossible to get tickets for that show. And then do it at the stadium like how Tim and Justin Timberlake did that. Can you imagine?
If I do that stadium again, I have to be in the front.
You do, because I had a ball.
Front row.
I wasn't in the front row, but I had a ball on the floor where I was at.
Because I
saw everything from people. You know what I mean?
And being around all them people like that.
Well, on the floor though, right?
Yeah, like and I can't see all somebody.
No, but you know what? I have to admit, on the floor, as much it was as a hassle for me because I didn't have a ticket, you know. But the way they had it on the floor, they had it really good because, you know, the floors was sectioned off. And they had security in each section. And if you did not have a ticket in the section, you could not go in the section. You had to go back to your seat. So it wasn't like people were standing in the aisles. That was a no-no. You couldn't stand in your chairs. That was a no-no too. And they had it so whereas though, even if you did have floor seats, you had to be at your seat in your section. Because if you weren't, then you bye-bye. That's how they had it there, and you don't think about staying on the seat. Because they was like, bitch, you're not going to stand on your seat because people behind you, and they need to see too. Thank you for that, because I don't like when people stand on their seat and I can't see them. And see the artist, okay? Don't stand on your seat in front of me. That's a no-no, because I'm going to kindly tap you. Excuse me, I didn't pay to see your back. I paid to see Jay-Z and Justin.
I know that's right. I enjoyed the show, though. I just didn't enjoy being called a nigga by some white guy.
You didn't tell me that somebody called you that.
Well, I was over it.
Who was with you?
Art was with me, but Art, see, Art was going one way,
and you were going
and he was like a little bit ahead of me, and then I heard the white guy say that, and then
why did he call you that?
Because he was talking about Trayvon Martin. It was like during the end of that part. So once I heard him say that in my ear, like I started walking towards him, and then that's when Art was like, well, where he at? And then he went to go look for me and grabbed me and told me to come on because I was over it.
I guess now we know who that white guy was there to say. It wasn't Jay-Z.
Okay.
Wasn't Jay-Z.
Yeah,
was upset when Jay-Z was on that stage.
Yeah, but it was a lot of people leaving like during that Trayvon thing, and you heard some people
because there was a lot of people there who was on Team Zimmerman.
Yes.
And when you're on Team Zimmerman, you don't want to hear people supporting Trayvon Martin. Just like I'm sure there's a lot of people who, when Jay-Z used to do his concerts years ago when George Bush was president, and Jay-Z used to have a segment where it'd be like, fuck Bush, and then have a big picture of George Bush, and then for like a good minute or two, Jay-Z was standing there while the audience had their middle fingers up at this picture of George Bush. I remember that very well. I was at the concert. And people just had their fingers at the picture of George Bush. I'm sure there's a lot of people in the audience who were fans of George Bush and didn't like that. Because I wouldn't like that. If I go to a Faith Hill, what's her name? Faith Hill, and Tim McGraw concert, and they all talking some fuck Obama, and all them people up in there talking about fuck Obama with their fans up. I'm feeling that way. You okay? First of all, I'm not gonna be in the Vice Faith Hill Tim McGraw concert. That's
okay, I'm about to say, what were you doing there? Okay, who do you know?
Who do I know? Damn, Yvette know everything. Okay. Well, who did she publicize?
But wait, speaking of the Trayvon Martin thing, Special what's it? Law and Order. They had they had Paula Dean, Trayvon Martin, and Stop and Frisk all in one episode. It was good. It was good. Of course, she got off at the end. Paula Dean got off at the end, but it just was like that was a good trial. It was good because it's kind of like she's a racist, but you can't convict her on that because
freedom of speech.
Yeah, you just can't. And they were trying to throw in all of these old stuff that she had said. Like it was good. Like they really. Why they had Paula Dean kill Trayvon Martin? Like why they even do a storyline like that? But it was really really good. If y'all missed it, I want y'all to watch it because it was really good. And I want to end this with us talking about the preachers of LA.
Well, let me just say this before we talk about that.